好，可以看见我的 screen 吗？
可以。
那么我现在可以开始了吗？
对的，谢谢。
好，大家好，我是新建国。因为我的普通话不太灵光，所以今天我用英语做这个presentation，不好意思。Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so excited to have a sharing with you on a topic, data security and governance. I'm sorry that I can't conduct the talk in person due to pandemic situation, but I wish I can have a sharing with you in person very soon. This is my bio. I know many of you are PodTech professional, and in fact, I'm the CIO of a public organization providing property development and property management services in Hong Kong. I know PodTech is the enabler of digital transformation for both property developers and property management companies. And I hope the topic today will give you some insight on data security and data governance, while we will create and manage more and more data by using PodTech. This is the agenda for today. I will share with you the top data security risks according to a paper from Forbes Technology Council. And then let's take a look on the top PodTech trends. Afterwards, I will share with you something about data strategy, data security and compliance, and data governance. At the end, I will give you some information about the new certification of ISACA, Certified Data Privacy Solutions Engineer, CDPSE. According to Forbes Technology Council, the top data security risks include these items: unmanaged IoT devices. In fact, the unmanaged devices don't have typical policies, endpoint controls, which makes it extremely difficult to understand how they communicate with the network. And we can't expect too much the security measures built in the device. You know, the IoT devices are usually at low cost. So they may sacrifice the security measures in the devices. Second is personal data accessibility. We need to ensure that only the right people at the right time have access to it via proper security protocols. Third one is managing the increasingly complex digital business environment. It is quite common that data breaches happen because it's hard to do anything consistently at scale. We need to manage capacity and apply basic security standards everywhere all the time. Fourth one, insecure applications. Applications continually store and transmit sensitive data, often through APIs and third-party channels, significantly increasing their attack surface. Insecure applications are the root cause of the majority of attacks, yet significantly more budget is spent on securing the network. The fifth one is third-party risk. Actually, it's a very hot topic right now. Organizations are becoming more reliant on third-party relationships, and many third parties contract with outside vendors of their own. As a result, a company's data can be spread wider than they realize. Evaluating and securing these third-party relationships on an annual basis is one step towards successfully mitigating the risk. Last but not the least is lack of data access oversight. Businesses often don't know what sensitive data they have and who can access it. Specifically, they grant employees and contractors with more privilege than they actually need for their job. I think it's quite common in IT world, especially for the infrastructure people, because they need some privilege accounts to do their daily tasks. The more users have access, the higher the risk. Plus, personal information overexposure is a severe violation of privacy legislation. To mitigate these risks, companies should continually classify and audit their data. Here are some top PropTech trends I would like to share with you. As more of you are PropTech professionals, and we all know PropTech is booming and changing the way we build, we buy, sell, and interact with our properties. I prepared this slide for you and highlight the areas which are producing or relying on large amount of data. First one is big data. More data we have, the more data-driven decisions we can make. Second, AI and machine learning. Actionable. IoT. In addition to energy efficiency purpose, smart sensors can alert owners or property managers to potential problems and even allow for predictive maintenance. 5G. Provide more bandwidth that will allow more smart devices and sensors to connect to the internet. Virtual and augmented reality. Make the online search and home buying experience even more exciting and accessible. Drones. Spot potential risks or maintenance problems. I think some of you have already using or exploring the adoption of these technology. I highlight 4 of them in red because they are producing or highly rely on data. And in fact, data is a key of this technology. David Buckingham say, data is a new oil. We need to find it, extract it, refine it, distribute it, and monetize it. I would say if data is a new oil, enterprise need to understand data strategy, data security, and data governance before selecting your drill. Otherwise, you can meet your objectives, but only wasting money or even breaching regulations. Data strategy. By definition, it is a set of choices and decisions that together chart a high-level course of action to achieve high-level goals. As the key is data, data strategy should consider architecture, data management policy, metadata management, data ownership, and data quality management to ensure the quality and effectiveness of using the data. First of all, it requires an understanding of the data needs inherent in the business strategy. In fact, It is driven by your organization overall business strategy and business model. There are 4 steps for data strategy. The first one is planning and discovery. The initial step is to identify the business objectives, stakeholders, scope, and schedule. Second, current stage assessment. We need to assess the existing business processes, data sources, policies, staff capability, etc. The third step is analysis, prioritization, and roadmap. After assessing the current state, we need to do a gap analysis, define criteria for priorities, and define the roadmap to reach the target state. The last step is change management. The execution of data strategy will trigger culture change on managing data. A data governance framework is important to ensure the strategy is sustainable. Data security and compliance. Data security is the application of deterrence or security controls to protect data. The level of deterrence or security is commensurate to how the individual or entity uniquely values the data. Compliance is applying a baseline of security controls covering people, process, and technology, defined by a standard. The baseline is applied to a specific type of data, typically regulated, such as health information, financial information, personal identifiable information, PII. People may ask, does compliance equal highest level of security? The answer is no. Compliance ensures a repeatable, stable baseline of security that can be measured to meet a specific regulatory requirement, such as GDPR and the coming China Data Security Law. In fact, National People's Congress Standing Committee had tabled the draft data security law for review and commentary in July last year. I think it will be launched soon. Second, questions. Does highest level of security mean you are secure? I would say maybe. It depends on where you place your security. Can you cover 100%? Probably not. Data security and compliance are key pieces to information risk management. Ensure compliance and placing highest security controls on digital assets that matter the most. When we talk about data or information security, we have to know this golden triangle. Our ultimate goal is to protect the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of data. So for confidentiality, data and information is classified into different levels of confidentiality to ensure that only authorized user access the information. Integrity. Data and information is accurate and protected from tampering by unauthorized person. Data and information is consistent and validated. For availability, system is available at all times only for authorized and authenticated person. Or internal threats or attacks. Data governance. At a high level, our environment includes a data governance framework, which informs governing bodies who are responsible for creating standards and for guiding or prioritizing large-scale data reporting initiatives and projects. It is quite popular to have a CDO, Chief Data Officer, in the organization to take up this responsibility. The data governance is visualized in this diagram. Data governance is a process of managing the availability, usability, integrity, and security of data in enterprise systems based on internal data standards and policies that also control data usage. Data governance helps to ensure that data is usable, accessible, and well protected. Effective data governance leads to better data analytics, which in turn leads to better decision making and improved operation support. That's why data governance is important in this data-driven world. Look at this diagram. Blue icons represent the organizational responsibilities, policy, documentation, and tools that enable people in the organization to understand data assets and policy, and then leverage data to strategic advantage. Green icons represent hybrid business, data, and technical practices that drive sourcing and managing data that can be used for analytics, APIs, applications, and other business opportunities. Look to prioritize the practice where there are either the greatest gap or opportunities. For example, going back to the blue icon and green icon diagram, to comply with GDPR, organization need to consider policy, data security, and data operations. If a new product is being developed, the development team should consider data sourcing, strategies, data quality, and data definitions. If the organization is lack of governance and accountability of data, in fact, in many organizations, nobody is formally or officially responsible for data and its governance. As such, bad data never get systematically fixed, and we can't get useful data analytics results from the bad data. If we are all supposed to be responsible for data, that means no one is responsible and nothing changes. Again, it is important to have a chief data officer who is responsible for enterprise-wide governance and utilization of data as an asset, via data processing, analysis, data mining, information trading, and other means. Data architecture is important, that it helps you gain a better understanding of the data, provide guidelines for managing data from initial capture in source system to information consumption by business people. Thirdly, provides a structure upon which to develop and implement data governance. So because of time constraint, I won't go to details for the diagram here. This is a high-level view on data governance framework, covering vision and strategy, organization and people, process and workflow, data management and measures, culture and communication, tools and technology. Next slide will provide more details on how to build a data governance framework. Here are some guiding questions that can help you to think about the different components of data governance framework. For example, for organization and people, who are the key data stakeholders within and outside your organization? Who are the primary data producer, consumer, and modifiers? Actually, in fact, many company doesn't have the inventory and may not find who are the data owner. It's quite common for many enterprise and organization. So at the end, no one take responsibility on the data. So I won't go through all questions here, but you can try to go through all these questions, and after all, you will find the missing pieces that you need to establish and build your data governance framework. Here are some indicators about the successful data governance, including aligned efforts with business benefits, focus on and prioritize the data that really matters, equip people to succeed, use a recognized industry framework, such as the one from Data Governance Institute, DGI. Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all solution for data governance. So the data governance of A company may not fit the need of B company. It's quite unique for the organization, actually. Now I want to talk about ISACA certifications. You may already know what are CISA, Certified Information System Auditors, CIRIS, Certified in Risk and Information System Control, CISM, Certified Information Security Manager, Seagate, Certified in the Governance of Enterprise IT, and CSXP, Cybersecurity Practitioner Certification. Today, I would like to share with you about our new certification, CDPSE, Certified Data Privacy Solutions Engineer. Certified Data Privacy Solution Engineer CDPSE certification demonstrates the holder's technical skills and knowledge on building and implementing privacy solutions. The holder can bridge the gap between the legal and IT aspect of privacy, setting best practices aligned with organizational goals. It validates your ability to work cross-functionally with legal, policy, DBAs, engineers, software developers, and back-end and front-end experts, and play a key role throughout the planning, development, and delivery of IT privacy solution. I think nowadays, we need to manage a lot of data. So I think data privacy is become more and more important. So as I share at early of this presentation about the PropTech trends, we need to manage a lot of data through data analytics, the big data, 5G, IoT. So I think it's good to equip ourselves the knowledge on data privacy. Apart from ISACA, the International Association of Privacy Professionals, IAPP, also offers training, development, and credential program in the field of information privacy. This is a comparison between IAPP certification and ISACA CDPSE certification for your reference. It is a good news that ISACA offers CDPSE early adoption program starting from May last year. The early adoption program will be closed very soon, and I highly recommend you to check our website to get more details about the program ASAP, because I think the program may be closed in Q1 this year. So to qualify for early adoption of the CDPSE certification, you must meeting the following requirements. So you can check our website for the details. But for sure, if you want to take the exam to get the credential, you can enroll the exam later and start the exam in April. Okay, this is our contact information, and you're welcome to visit our website to learn more about our certification, especially the CDPSE. Okay, that's all for my sharing today. So any questions?